What's the best thing about Stockport?
How fast you can get out of it.
That it's huge.
It is the source of the River Mersey.
Or it could be the infamous pyramid.
The world-famous viaduct.
The viaduct.
The viaduct.
Apparently Fred Perry is from Stockport.
Fred Perry?
Fred Perry. Fred Perry.
The worst thing about Stockport.
People walking to the shops in their pyjamas.
I don't really know.
250 million years ago, Stockport was part of an ancient desert.
There's everything that you could possibly want and more.
Stockport's the place to be.
Mark Steele's in town.
Thank you very much, and welcome to Mark Steele's in Town, which this week comes from the beautiful village of Stockport. Famous for its cream teas at the Mersey Shopping Centre and its gentle farming folk of Adswood. It's a cultured town, Stockport. There's an account on Twitter called Twitter on Stockport, and a typical comment I saw was, my driving instructor used to say, we'll drive up to Bramall today to catch the MILFs on their school runs. Millions of people in this country every day mention Stockport when they're on a train and go, oh, brilliant, we're coming into Manchester. Oh, sod it, it's Stockport. I always forget about Stockport. And when you pass through Stockport station, you can see a sign that shows what Stockport has to offer. It says, Stockport, home of Stockport College. That is marketing, isn't it? The railway station here has also come up with a marvellous scheme. There's a tunnel that people walk through to get from Edgeley to the city centre. And they put ticket inspectors on either end so that now you need a rail ticket to walk through the tunnel. Because it's only fair that if you want to walk through an underpass, you should have to buy a peak time return to Bristol for 380 quid. But Stockport is surprising. Firstly, because no one can decide where it is. To start with, it was in Lancashire, then it became part of Cheshire, then Greater Manchester, then Cheshire again, then some bits in Cheshire and some bits in Manchester. Now, most of it's in Cheshire, so you have to wonder if this confuses some people who say, well, we've booked up a little weekend break in Cheshire and hoping to relax with some wine and take a ramble across the downs, and rather cheaper than we thought, in a little spot called Edgeley. Only drawback is, if we wish to stroll into the town centre, we've got to buy a peak time return ticket. But Stockport is huge, with hundreds of bits. There's not so posh like Reddish and Edgeley, and more posh like Cheadle and Cheadlehulme, and then there's Marple and Romiley and Bredbury and Gatley and Davenport, and I bet there's parts of Argentina that go, I don't know how this happened, but since boundary change, we now part of Stockport. I don't know. There's about 30 places called Heaton. There's Heaton Chapel and Heaton Norris. I love how even within the Heatons there's a hierarchy. You've got Heaton Norris, which is the slightly less posh entry-level gateway Heaton. And then there's Heaton Moor and Heaton Chapel. Heaton Mersey. There's Heaton Academicals. Here, there's such a mix that in one 5-minute walk, you can pass a row of back-to-back houses, a micro-brewery, lads in hoodies sniffing drain cleaner, a park with a Tudor manor house, a football ground where even the pitch is made of rusty corrugated iron, a motorway, a glass pyramid, a Waitrose with 900 flavours of asparagus, a nightclub you can get in free if you bring your own chainsaw. Stockport's like a kid's drawing. You expect the next row to have an iceberg and an astronaut and a dinosaur. And everything seems to be a bit of a mixture of part rough, a part grand. A headline in the Manchester Evening News said, Stockport gang see man get arrested, then break into his home while he's out to steal his vacuum cleaner. That's so Stockport. For example, Edgeley was where I first developed an affection for Stockport, 2001, because I came to Edgeley Park, where Stockport County were playing my team, Crystal Palace, and Palace won with a goal 3 minutes from the end. So we all came out, and at the traffic lights, this car drove up and a woman wound the window down, and she just went to me, next year I hope you do get relegated, and then I hope you get relegated again and again and again and again and again. She said, and I hope you get relegated so many times you end up in Scottish League.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?